It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. Thanks for rocking with us. After the Dodgers beat the Cheats in Game 2 of a 2-game set, the Dodgers get the win. They defeat the Astros by a final score of 7-5 and a nice bounce-back win for your boys in blue. My heart just started a couple seconds before the show started because we had to watch Kenley Jansen right there almost just blow it for the Dodgers. Remember last year, September 12th, he blew a 3-run ninth-inning lead, but we'll talk about it in a second. We have a lot to unpack in tonight's show. We're going to talk about Max Scherzer, Mad Max Scherzer shoved in his Dodger debut, 10 strikeouts, 7 strong, and he was fantastic. Did give up that early home run to Michael Brantley Jr., and Brantley Jr. has had a lot of success against Mad Max in his career, but the Dodgers, they get the win, and the offense showed up. But before we get into all the action, before we start breaking everything down, you know how we get down. Where are you hating on the Astros tonight? Give me those cities, zip codes, area codes. Drop those down below in the comment section. Who is your player of the game? This is probably the toughest player of the game of the year. You got the double Mook Nuke, and then you also have Max Scherzer getting a curtain call from the Dodger Stadium faithful. It was the biggest crowd to see a baseball game all season long, so kudos to that. Let's get a Let's Go Dodgers for that. But you guys are firing away in the comment section, and we got 559. We got Robert Sucks. I challenge you to give me a reason why Robert sucks. It's starting to become the laziest take from Dodger fans, but it's all good. It's your show. I'll take any takes, but please just give me a reason at one point. The Dodgers, they're now 65-44 out of 90. 96 win pace at this point of the season. Despite all these injuries, they're right in the mix. They're still 3.5 games back in the division because the Giants beat the Diamondbacks tonight, but 0 extra base hits last night for the Dodgers. They get 6 tonight, 4 home runs total, 2 by Mookie Betts, 1 by A.J. Pollock, and 1 by Will Smith. A big 3-run shot. You also had a double by Corey Seager and a double by Chris Taylor. But Max fits right in. David Hornick, Patrick Gagne, Scherzer as advertised. Great game tonight. Betts getting hot from Michael Rodriguez. Yeah, if you guys saw my bold predictions before the second half, I said he would finish with a team lead in home runs. He did miss some time, but he's now up to 17, and you're absolutely right. Mookie Betts is hot. He is a $365 million player. He's top 5, not 5 when he's right, and you saw that on display tonight. Mookie Betts, 5 back from Max Muncy, who leads the team in home runs with 22. But yeah, Mookie Betts is a fantastic player. You're seeing his positional versatility now. He's capable of being a Gold Glove second baseman with his athleticism. Mookie Betts is by far the best player on the Dodgers, and he's showing he's the leader of this team. He's a clubhouse leader, and that's exactly what this team needs. You need Mookie Betts to lead this team to the promised land, just like Kike Hernandez said last year. You know, take us to the promised land, Mookie. Shout out to Kike Hernandez. But yeah, like you said, Mookie Betts is on fire. He's 21 for his last 50. 21 for his last 50 with an OPS of 1394, 7 home runs, 2 doubles. Hey, Mookie Betts is a superstar, and there's no question about it. Yeah, I think it was, he's playing through injuries, but look, like I've said this whole year, I was never losing sleep over Mookie Betts. He's too talented. His work ethic is too good. It was only a matter of time before Betts caught fire, and guess what? He's catching fire at the best possible time. That is the stretch run and leading into the postseason. But Jansen is the nightmare. He got lucky. Jim Bishop, you said it best. Look, you guys have heard me talk about Kenley Jansen for years now, and I think one of the biggest issues is nobody fears Kenley Jansen. That's just the reality. Opposing teams do not fear Kenley Jansen, and you saw that today. He gives up the hit to Diaz. He gives up the 2-run shot to Kyle Tucker. And all I have to say about Kenley Jansen is that if he burns the Dodgers in the postseason, there's a big spot, let's say, I don't know, Game 4 of the 2020 World Series, or how about, I don't know, Game 2 of the NLDS last year. If there's any of these big spots, you bring Kenley Jansen in a tight game and he burns the Dodgers, well, then you know what? You just can't say that that the Dodgers weren't warned, because the warning signs have been there. The writing's been on the wall. What do you do about Jansen? That's from Dodgers Glizzy. Look, you guys know. Maybe you don't know. If this is your first time tuning into the show, by the way, welcome. Be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, fastest growing YouTube channel for Dodger baseball in the game. But what I would do, closer by committee, Corey Knebel when he gets back, I think you give him a lion's share of the closing spots in the postseason. We'll see how Julio Urias continues to pitch, because Urias is pitching well, even though he's already up to over 125 innings pitched this year, breaking his 79 in the third innings pitched career high that he posted back in 2019. So, look, when it comes to closing, I think you mix it up. I think you play the matchups, and I think that Kenley Jansen, you kind of just worry about it. You worry about it when he's in that big spot, because look, these series can flip with one game. And we got Anthony Keene. How's it going? A much happier show today, right? Yo, D-Mac, happy Wednesday, my dude. Rough landing, but any landing you can walk away from, right? I like that. It's a good way to put it, man. Always a Michelada half-full guy is my man Anthony Keene. Look, a win's a win, and that's a really, really talented and quality opponent, and the Dodgers have struggled against quality opponents this year. Heading into tonight, they were 21-25 against teams over 500, so now 22-25, so that's definitely a step in the right direction. But Correa and the F Correa and F the Astros. Yeah, bring out your hottest Astros takes. Please do it. Just give them to me, man. We beat the Cheats, and it felt so good. The boos are real. By the way, what is up with that fan getting, Bellinger could have caught that if it wasn't for that fan interference, and it led to that big home run. And I have to say, when it comes to Carlos Correa, I have to admit, that was a nice swing biatch, if you know what I mean. So he got all of that one, and that was one of the most fun parts of the game. I think one of my favorite parts of the game, though, was the fact that Jose Altuve ends up striking out four times for Jose Altuve. And, 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs. Hadn't done that all season. We got Jansen's done. We got from the 559. Sorry, but Jansen isn't our closer, Mr. Death. Is there anyone in the chat that wants to see Kenley Jansen as the Dodgers closer in big spots? Scherzer's, this is for the game winner. For your player of the game. Yazzie, guys, has Scherzer. Sick Exams has Scherzer over on YouTube. Anthony Madrid, thank God Altuve didn't see Jansen. Anthony Madrid, I couldn't agree with you more. I just saw him on deck. After having a 4 strikeout night, he would have made things right with one swing if he hit a home run. And I think that we all agree with you on that one. No one wanted to see that matchup. And hopefully we would never have seen that matchup. Hopefully, and in all likelihood, it would have been Blake Trinan time. But yeah. Even that, you don't even want to put Blake Trinan in that tough spot with a runner on. So we rock in with Blake Trinan, closer season. Look, I like him in that 8th inning spot. You guys, when Corey Knebel comes back, he's got that nice swing and miss stuff. He's got that miss bat stuff that you want to see from a closer that can just throw it by guys. And I think that, look, Blake Trinan, you guys know I'm a big fan of Blake Trinan, but he's really comfortable as that setup, as the setup guy. And, he's kind of like more of a pitch to contact type pitcher. And, I just want to kind of see him in that spot. Although he has risen that's those strikeouts per 9 this year, that K percentage is up. But I like Blake Trinan in that spot. But look, I would like to see Blake Trinan get some big saves too. Look what we saw last year in Game 5 of the World Series. So I'm comfortable with Blake Trinan out there in certain spots. My man IB Stroking hooking it up with $5. I appreciate you, my man. Mad Max was God mode. Thanks for the jumbo jag. El Mariachi would have got the 3rd out on Correa had Steve Bartman not been in the stands. Hashtag LFG. You're killing me with that one, man. You're right, man. It was that Steve Bartman's relative there, but why? No more Jansen closing, please. I know, right? We can't have nice things. We're just cruising to a nice victory there. You thought that it was going to be stress-free, and then Kenley Jansen, he puts the fear of God into our hearts at the very end there, and it really had shades of last season. Thankfully, we did put up a nice lead, but at this point, look, this organization knows what Kenley Jansen is capable of in those spots. So, look, like I said, if it comes, it's the elephant in the room when he's out there sometimes. And Jansen is my closer with the funky spelling there. Yeah, I mean, Fire Roberts, Careless Whisper with his token Fire Roberts comment. Shout out D-Mac from Guatemala. Let's go Dodgers. Hey, shout out Ed Rivera over in Guatemala. That's what I'm talking about. Daniel Lawrence took out the Astros. Go Dodgers. Go Dodgers, Daniel Lawrence over on YouTube. Anthony Madrid. Seriously, Jansen needs to close Randy's Donuts as a security guard. Okay, man, now you're just being mean, okay? Let's talk about baseball. I mean, Kenley Jansen is a made man. He's an $80 million player. As far as he has an $80 million contract. He's living the dream. He's a converted catcher. So this guy's a success story. He'll be the Dodgers all-time saves leader for a long time, but I'm trying to win baseball games and put the Dodgers in the best spot to win games right now. And look, down the home stretch in the postseason, he's a guy that does not inspire very much confidence, and I think that we're on the same page out there. But Carl Summer, DFA Jansen, we got Jonathan. Jansen knows how to ruin my mood. You won't always have 4-run leads. That's from Mike, and that's a great point. Houston Astros suck from James. What's up, Doug? What a win from Ryan Montez. It was a great win, a great feeling. Look, Mets, if you're going to win one of two, I'd rather win the second one, right? It almost reminded me how the first time these two teams faced the Dodgers, they lost 5-2 in the second one, and they won 9-2 in the first one. So he kind of flipped the script on that one. Kenley Jansen, Scherzer is fire. If he can mow down the lineups, he'll be able to do it to the Giants and Padres. He's too good. Look, that is what you get with Max Scherzer. It's not just the lights-out stuff, the missed-bat stuff. It is his ability to go deep into games. He's dependable. He's reliable. He's in his Washington Nationals career, over 40% of his starts. Think about the statistic. Over 40% of his starts with the Washington Nationals, he went at least 6 innings and gave up 1 run or less. We're not talking about a all-star caliber pitcher. We're talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer. Him and Kershaw, and if you want to talk about Verlander, maybe are the pitchers of their generation. And he was fantastic. I mean, give him a lot of credit. 7 innings. He goes 7 strong tonight, allows 2 runs, has 10 punch-outs, and 1 walk. There was 109 total pitches. And he was out there. He was dealing, and he was poised. And give him a lot of credit. It is a Dodger debut in front of 52,000-plus playing against the Astros in one of the most hyped, anticipated games of the entire season. And, hey, he delivered. He was as advertised. He was as Max-vertised in this one. And like I said, he's dependable. He pitches deep into games. And I like the fact that you saw how dynamic he is, how diverse that repertoire can be. His arsenal of pitches. We saw punch-outs with changeups, with four-seam fastballs, with sliders. He has one of the best sliders in the history of the game. And, yeah, it was great to see him in Dodger blue. How do you guys think he looked in Dodger blue? Because I'm telling you, those Dodger uniforms, they just hit. You don't realize how great and perfect the Dodger uniform is until you see it on someone who doesn't normally wear it. Then you're like, man, that is crispy. I mean, that's the whitest white and the bluest blue you could ever see, and the reddest red with that number. Man, the Dodgers uniform, I just can't even put into words how beautiful it is. Cody was good today. Jonathan Robinson. Cody did have a much better day today. I mean, we've been seeing him flirt with some infield singles tonight. You saw a nice little double to left field, went right over the outfielder's head, right off the wall. I thought it had a chance to go out, but definitely something to improve upon. And look, I mean, we all want the best for Cody Bellinger. Today goes 1 for 3. Today goes 1 for 3, but no strikeouts. So no strikeouts, and he's definitely improving. He's definitely improving. There's no question about it as far as something to build upon for today's game. And it's going to take some time. Look, shoulder surgery. Dave Roberts, before the game today, he talked about what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks with Adrian Gonzalez and Matt Kemp and how long it takes to really get your power, your rhythm back. But here we go. I'm going to go rapid fire, get to a bunch of comments here, guys. Let me my boy Anthony, we got Sergio Macias trying in for closer. Yeah, let me ask you guys that. I like that term, beat the cheats. Reggie Johnson, that's what I'm talking about. They had to cheat L.A. to beat L.A. in 2017. But Kirsch gets 300 wins without Kirsch. Diane Schroeder, my boy Scherzer was golden. Diane, I knew you were very excited about this start for Max Scherzer, and I think that you were very satisfied. You had to be very happy with his performance tonight because, hey, if he goes out there after what we saw yesterday, after celebrating winning the trade deadline, and he doesn't deliver, it is going to be a somber mood on this show. But, hey, he showed up, and really, he was the reason why the Dodgers won tonight was Max Scherzer going out there and really keeping that Astros offense at bay. They wanted nothing more than to come to L.A. and take two from the hated Dodgers, the Dodger team that they get so much flack from their fans, rightfully so. And Max Scherzer, he showed up with his new team. That is not easy to do. So yeah, let me know who you want to see closing games for the Dodgers. I want those options. Let Jansen start for one inning and get him out of the way. That's from Carl. We got Sergio. It's good to beat those Astros. Where's Trey? He's coming soon. What's Muncy's deal? I think, hey, Max Muncy, he had the big strikeouts yesterday. He goes 0 for 3 today, 2 punch-outs. He's definitely not as hot as he was. There's no question about that. Max Muncy, but I mean, if you look at his last 80 at-bats, 24 for his last 80, an 890 OPS. And look, he just became a dad, so I'm pretty sure he's up pretty late at night. But if you look at it, he's 4 for his last 16, hitting 250. But Max Muncy, this guy will get it together. I'm not concerned about Max Muncy. Him and Chris Taylor and AJ Pollock have really helped carry this offense the entire year. C. What do you guys give Max? How do you guys grade Max Scherzer's first outing for the Dodgers? To me, I'm gonna give it an A. Trey has COVID. Roberts plus Jansen equals loss. We got Jansen is a quality closer, but he has problems in certain situations. Leo ZZ Top. Yeah, I mean, it's not that Kenley Jansen is not an above-average closer, but the thing is the stakes are very high. If Kenley Jansen was on the Pittsburgh Pirates or the Marlins or middling teams like that, you say, okay, he's your closer. But this is a team that is let's be honest, this is a World Series or bust team. And the reason I say that is if the Dodgers don't win the World Series this year, when we have the post-game show, if that happens, no one here is going to consider that a success. It's a World Series or bust team, and he's a closer that really just is too shaky in those big spots. And you saw it today. I mean, it looked like mentally he wasn't there, and you got to throw strikes. You got to have the command. And this from a day-in and day-out basis, when the cutter doesn't have that movement, doesn't have that velocity, he's not behind it, and it was not. I do give him a lot of credit for getting out of this jam, though. I mean, I got to give him some credit for finding his way out of this and getting that big punch out to end the game. Because look, that would have been his last batter. I mean, or that we would be outraged, one of the two. But it was nice to see him get Myers there at the very end of the game. And the big thing there too was the fact that he was down 3-0 in the count. So he battled back. He was able to get that punch out, use that cutter. If you look at the velocity, it was sitting at 90 miles per hour today. So it's up and down. And like I said, it's just like his cutter is like the stock exchange. It's going up and down, and you just don't know what you're going to get from a night-to-night game-to-game basis from Kenley Jansen. But you also got the big punch out from Castro, and it was nice to see him go to that slider to get that punch out there. And then Garcia, he also goes with the slider. So one thing that you're seeing with Kenley Jansen is if he doesn't have that cutter, and I'll give him a lot of credit for this, is if he didn't have the cutter in the past, it was, let's throw this cutter until they hit a home run or we get walked off or I get taken out of this game. Now it's like, okay, the cutter's not there. Got to see what the two-seam is doing. Got to see what that slider's doing. And he did it today, and that's the reason why he was able to finish that game. So I'll give Kenley Jansen credit for that, but I'm just saying big picture, the grand scheme of things, Kenley Jansen is a guy that, look, I mean, he's a guy that just doesn't inspire very much confidence, and I think that they need to optimize Kenley Jansen. Just don't make him your primary closer. Have him every other night, every other big save, but you can't have him out there every single game in a big spot. But Batman's uncle showed up. DFA Jansen pound for pound. Kenley Jansen is washed, keeps giving up runs. Fine Mode Pollock, low-key becoming a key piece of this offense. That's from Fine Mode over on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say about AJ Pollock? He has really just been fantastic for the Dodgers, really for a good majority of this season, but of late, he's just tearing it up. I mean, AJ Pollock, what he's been able to do in his last 23 games. This is not really, this is a 23-game sample size, 37 for his last 87, a 12-10 OPS, 6 home runs, 10 doubles, 13 RBIs. Pollo has been going loco for pretty much 2 months at this point, and I just hope that he's not peaking too early because I want to see Pollo in the playoffs doing this exact same thing and in the stretch run. But that just tells you how deep this lineup is. A.J. Pollock is a guy that's going to be batting down there in the 6, 7, 8 spots, okay? And when you have a guy that's that talented batting at those spots for your lineup, you know how talented of a group you have, and it just shows that this offense, especially when they get Trey Turner. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm sure a lot of you guys are very familiar with Trey Turner, but this is a special, special player, man. I would take Trey Turner over so many guys in this league as far as shortstops go. Pretty much, he's just a really good player. I mean, Francisco Lindor, Javi Baez, Correa, all these guys out there, Trevor Story. Trey Turner's on a different level than those guys. I'm telling you, only really this team can't beat anyone. This team can beat anyone when they turn it on. That's from Moose 1032. Yeah, that's a great point, Moose. That this team really is talented enough to beat anyone. It's just about locking in. It's just about having the consistency from the hitters and having the starting pitching like they had tonight. That was just a great change of pace to have a Max Scherzer go in there that you can say, hey, go give us 7 really dominating innings. Gave the 2 runs, but a really, really solid outing. And this offense should be able to muster up more than 2 runs on any given night. They're averaging over 5 runs per game now, first in the National League. We got Ray F. Trinan for closer. Greg T. Jansen can't be the closer during the playoffs. Laura Quintana, let's talk about Mookie. 2 bombs, and he's on fire. Yeah, man, we've been talking about Mookie for quite a bit. And, what more can you say about Mookie Betts? To me, this is his franchise at this point. It's just that this is Mookie Betts' franchise. I mean, Clayton Kershaw might be here for a couple more years, hopefully, but this is the guy they gave a 12-year, $365 million contract to. He's the face of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and when you're the face of the Dodgers, you get paid what he pays. You play in this market. You have to step up in big games, and that's exactly what Marcus Lynn Betts did tonight. A 2-home-run game, set the tone early, gave the Dodgers he helped the Dodgers get that early lead, and he helped them tie the game after it was just, you start the game, all the hype, Max Scherzer gives up the home run to Brantley, and you started to see the atmosphere, just kind of you could hear a pin drop in Dodger Stadium because the vibe was low, and then he picks the morale back up, and this Dodgers offense started rolling again. But here we got grades for Max Scherzer. I'm going to run this down real quick, guys. D-Mac Fire. What up, Vincent? How you doing, How you doing, Vincent, over on YouTube? But you guys are coming strong with these grades, so let me just knock these out. Anthony Hernandez, A+++. William Blockson, A. Javier, A. Lauren Quintana, Pollock, equal underrated. I agree with that. Samuel, bruised dart to close. I don't think he's ready yet, but hey. Randy, A. Sicko Exams, A. Blue Magic, A. Jonathan Robinson, A. Dodgers Glizzy, A. Mike Reckenstein, Jose Altuve, we took out the trash can. Paul Hernandez, A. Pound for pound, A. Lauren Quintana, A. Trinan for sure, no Jansen. Nicholas Ramos, A-. I like that because you know what? You want to give him the A, but you're one of those teachers like, hey, I'm only going to give him an A if it was a shutout, right? So I respect that. Kenley Jansen is a Kylie Jansen. Okay, Kylie Jansen is a Kardashian. Don't even get that. Scherzer's first outing, an A from Carnivorous Lunar Activity over on YouTube. Christine Koss over on YouTube, A+. JD over on YouTube, A+. Mad Max, A++. Jansen, F-. I like to just throwing in your Jansen grade. Scherzer's a huge A from Anthony. Ray F, A fire. Leo, ZZ Top, A+. Jansen plus Roberts always makes me tired from Careless Whisper. Diarrhea. You're reaching for that Carlos Correa nickname, but I like it. Diarrhea and Fraud Tuve. I missed the name because you guys are going so fast, but let me see. I got to give you credit for that one. I lost you already. Scherzer, A performance from Diane Schroeder, A++, A++. Oliver, Game of the Year. Will Smith is an incredible hitter. That is from Man Cave. No arm. Actually has a pretty nice hose there, actually. Tom Gold, we will win the World Series, and Max will close it out. Hey, we've seen that in the past, and I would definitely want to see Max Scherzer, who actually pitched very well in 2019. Blake should be the closer. Cole Hamels will close Game 7 of the World Series this year. Nicholas Ramos. Yeah, how do you guys feel about the Dodgers signing Cole Hamels? Do you think it's nothing, something, or everything? Let me know down below in the comment section. Look, he's a guy that over 141 innings pitched, 141 and a third, I believe, in 2019 for the Cubs, a sub-4 ERA. That whip was a little high, but he's a guy that he can get you some outs, and I'm interested to see what he's able to do for this team. And if he can, I'm excited about if he can really be a real bullpen piece that can come in, pitch 1 or 2 solid innings. Kelly should have just gone an extra inning to close it out from Luis Gallardo over on Periscope. No Jansen or Gonzalez in to close games. Yeah, that's kind of one of the takeaways from this series is Jansen and Gonzalez did not have their best work. I mean, last night you saw the 2-run shot that Vigon gave up to Yordan Alvarez, and tonight you saw a 2-run shot given up by Kenley Jansen. But at least they got the win tonight. Give me a shout-out, please. That is from my man, Young Suck Quag. Here's your shout-out. You get a Let's Go Dodgers. Dude brought it tonight for sure. AJ Potluck. He brought it tonight for sure. AJ Potluck is bringing it tonight. We got Bruce, Star, Grado. That's what I'm talking about. Most watch the show. Dodger backs look good tonight. B+. We got Altuve is a tool. B+ is fair. Laura Katana looking forward to Trey. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's Dr. Trey and Shoop Dog. We saw. Oh, we got you take him over Seager. Oh, in a heartbeat. As shortstop, no question. And I love Seager too. I want Corey Seager to change positions, sign for the Dodgers at a really a team friendly deal. Sub $200 million contract. But even then, I mean, his injury history is concerning. But bottom line is, my opinion would change on Corey Seager. If he's able to win NLCS and World Series MVP and he rakes like that in the postseason again, we might have to revisit this conversation. But I just think that, it's the dependability issue with Corey Seager for me, and the fact that defensively he's one of the worst defensive shortstops in the league, if we're being frank about it. So, yeah, I would definitely take Trey Turner over Corey Seager at shortstop. But I still think that Corey Seager could be a guy that if he changed positions, maybe if he moved to third, if he moved to first, or, changed positions, he's the guy that could become more of a slugger and be Corey Slugger, and that's what I would want to see out of him. But that second run, Scherzer, those are just the facts, really. If you look at all the, advanced analytics and when it comes to defensive metrics, the UZR score and, 115, everything related to that, the range has just gotten worse over the years. The arm really isn't that great, but Trey really might be the best shortstop in the game. Anthony Keene, save for Fernando Tatis Jr. when he's right. The power of Fernando Tatis Jr. is just off the charts, and the speed, but the errors are there as far as the throwing errors. But to me, it's just the consistent hitting from Trey Turner that just makes him such a special player. He's a guy that his bat-to-ball skills are off the charts. If you look at him this season, an 890 OPS, but a 322 batting average. So it's going to be a real pleasant surprise, or a real pleasant thing to see him in there as a different style of hitting than what we're used to with the Dodgers. Guys that, go up there and try to slug nonstop. He's a guy that knows how to put the ball in play, knows how to get his bat on the baseball and make things happen without, just always trying to hit 10-run home runs. So Scherzer gets an A. Cole Hamels comes in and help. We got Rihanna ruined Kemp's average. Now it's Belly's girlfriend. Mike, oh, man, that's just a sad take. Padres watching Scherzer pitch tonight. A. Fletcher Hall. We got Randy Rojas. Will Roberts ever let a starting pitcher pitch a complete game this year? Hopefully not, to be honest, unless if the pitch count is where it is. This is not Tommy Lasorda days. Who should you find? Who's Alex Cora? Show me a pitcher around the league who's throwing complete games. That's just not how the game is played, and you want to preserve that arm and keep guys fresh. Now, if you have the pitch count low and you're getting quick, easy ground ball outs, and you're sub 100 in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, and you're at 80, 85 pitches, yeah, sure, maybe you could go for it. It's possible, but it's just a rarity right now in Major League Baseball. But can't stand Correa. Houston trash cans choke tonight. Sherbert gets an A+. I like that. I like that Dog Days on YouTube, calling him Max Scherzer Sherbert. Man, shout out to Rite Aid Sherbert. D-Mac, what is your honest opinion on Kenley, Ben Laurie? Pretty much I've given it, but look, I've pretty much been consistent with Kenley Jansen. I told you guys, Anthony Keene, back me up. I said don't buy into the hype. Do not take the fool's gold with Kenley Jansen early on in the year. I knew that, to me, the only way that my opinion will change on Kenley Jansen is if I see him consistently get big saves in the postseason. So nothing Kenley Jansen can do from now until the end of the season will change my opinion on Kenley Jansen, because we saw him have a pretty decent regular season last year. He was the reliever of the month in the month of August, and then what happened in Game 2 of the NLDS? You had to bring in Joe Kelly to save the day. What happened? He's okay in the NLCS, but what happened in the World Series? So pretty much that's how it is with Kenley Jansen. Until he does in the postseason, I won't change my opinion on him, because he's shown time and time again that he falters in big spots. And look, I'm just trying to help this. I want the Dodgers to win another World Series, but I'm not saying the Dodgers won't use him. You still need to get something out of Kenley Jansen. I wouldn't be against him getting the occasional save. I'm not against that. I want to see a rested Kenley. I want to see a Kenley that is put in spots where he can succeed. But the idea of just blindly giving him the ball every ninth inning because he has the title of being the closer, this organization is too smart and too steeped in analytics to do something so foolish. So if it happens and they lose because of Kenley Jansen, to me, I'll be probably crying, but after I'm done crying, I'll probably just kind of laugh, because the warning signs have been there for years now. Danny Duffy, Danny Duffy's another guy that I want to see in that bullpen spot too. He's a guy that's going to embrace that role. Justin Lombas, Danny Duffy, or Cole Hamels will close. Ha ha ha! I mean, just think of the names we're dropping, man. Cole Hamels closer. Hey, we'll see. I like Cole Hamels maybe as an early guy. If you had to bring guys out there in the 5th or 6th or 7th, potential long man, give you 2 innings. Maybe you saw last year they were flirting with some openers with Gonston and May in the postseason. So I'm sure they'll be creative and mix things up. Cole Hamels equals something from Diane Schroeder over on YouTube. Lean Fletcher Hall says he's everything. Craig Osterberg, Dodgers highest attendance of the year. Yeah, kudos, man. Props to all my Dodger fans out there. It was great to see you guys. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I got some chills when you gave Max Scherzer a standing ovation. He'll never forget his Dodger debut, and that was something special to see that happen. What up, D-Mac? What up, Fernando Tatis Jr.? I want to ask you, how's the shoulder? Are you going to have surgery on it? I think you should do what's best for you, but I do want to see you back on that diamond as soon as possible. But can I get an update on that shoulder, FTJ? Is Greg... You got me, David. Is Greg Maddux available? Maybe he can take a break from coaching his kids' Little League games. And, I take Lux over Seager at short. Dog days, you're bringing the heat. That's a hot take. Joseph Megazzini, a day one here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. What up, J Mags? Joseph Megazzini. Correa owns Kelly. By the way, did anyone attend the game? What was the atmosphere like? Scherzer is a true professional. That's a great point. That's a great way to describe him today, because only a true professional can move his family, move his dogs to the Los Angeles Dodgers, the team with all the hype, the team that is, other than the Yankees, the biggest franchise in Major League Baseball. I'd venture to say they're far more interesting than the Yankees in the past 5 to 10 years. And then you come in and you get the job done your first start, standing ovation, applause, and a very, very well done for Max Scherzer. And like you said, he was a professional on the mound. Scherzer shoved, and I like the Sherbert nickname. I'm still thinking that. Carnivorous Activity D-Mac, but Corey looks so good in blue. I'm not saying I don't want Corey Seager to be a Dodger. I'm just saying if they're going to re-sign him, you have to figure that with Scott Boras as his agent, he's not going to take a 3-year, a 5-year, a 6-7-year deal. He's looking at probably 7, 8, probably a 7 to 10-year deal, something like that, depending on how his season finishes. And if you're going to commit to him long term, I would not commit to him defensively as a shortstop. It would have to be contingent with not necessarily an imminent position change, but an agreement that one will take place in the next few seasons. So, and is Trey a free agent at the end of this year? No. So Pat Matson over on Facebook, Trey Turner has another year of team control. So that's the other thing, too, when you consider the Dodgers did give up their number 1 prospect in Keibert Ruiz and their number 2 prospect in Josiah Gray. That, look, that was a hefty price, but you get what you trade for, and they got Trey Turner in the mix. And, look, anytime you trade for a guy, it really gives him an inside look at your organization. I do think that's part of the Dodgers' master plan. That is their modus operandi at this point as far as how they run their organization. Look what they did with Mookie Betts. They say, okay, let's bring him in, let's show him how we do things, and boom, they already signed to an extension. With Trey Turner, Trey Turner is a different situation because you have one more the rest of this season, and then you get that full year. So we'll see maybe before next season will the Dodgers look to extend Trey Turner. before his season even begins for his last year of arbitration, depending on what they do with Corey Seager. But guess what, guys? We're going to have all offseason talk about that stuff over on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel at youtube.com/Dodgers Nation TV. By the way, if you guys want to live this Max Scherzer hype, definitely get a Max Scherzer t-shirt, man. We just dropped new Max Scherzer gear over on gearup.la. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like one of the sickest t-shirts I've seen. Got the Mad Max face on it. It's fantastic. But let's get into this game a little bit. Actually, let's do some comments more, and then we'll kind of start to break down this game. Here we go. I'm a good defender. Is that my first baseman? Can't feel. That's Fernando Tatis Jr. I like how you always stay in character. Belly is cool. We got Leo ZZ Top. Pitchers do not throw complete games anymore. Save the arms in today's baseball. Exactly. Bench Belly, 109, I believe. I love to go to Dodgers. Preaching D-Mac. We don't need Kenley Jansen. Bench Belly. Jansen gets rattled quickly. 4 strikeouts of Altuve. Glad he felt the hate tonight. Yeah, he definitely did not come to play. Yesterday had a good game. Singled first at bat. Saw the success he had yesterday, but tonight was a different story. Amen, D-Mac. But we got Knebel comes back. Jansen hurt us in the World Series, and we lost a game because of him. He walks one and then gives up a home run. We got bring back Steve Howe instead. D-Mac, do you think Gonsolin should be in the bullpen in the postseason? Yeah, I mean, we'll see how his season finishes out. I mean, he had a really nice start against the Marlins. I think when it comes to Tony Gonsolin, really it just comes down to, look, I mean, you're seeing his. I just don't know how healthy he is. If we're being completely honest with each other, I do think that shoulder, it doesn't feel like it's 100%. I mean, if you look at that, his velocity did last year, consistently see 95 plus, close to 96. This year you're seeing 92s and 93. So there's a velo dip, and then I mean his last start he was just terrible. He goes an inning and a third inning and 2/3 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he just gets chased early on, can't get out of the second inning. But he did have a nice start against the Rockies, goes 5 1/3, and then he had a pretty rough start against the Giants. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how many guys can get healthy, who looks good when it gets there. I mean, I do think that there's a chance that you won't see him, on that postseason roster, depending on how his season plays out. But I do think, if you guys have heard me, I've been trying to get him to be a closer for a long time. That's been my assessment of Tony Gonsolin for quite some time. I want him to. I wanted to come in and be a closer because he does have that split change. And when you have a really dynamic pitch like that, they can get guys out. And he does have that swing and miss ability. When he's rocking and rolling, he's getting punch out. So I kind of want to see him move to a full-time bullpen spot so he can just come in, empty the tank, 1 or 2 innings, and be a valuable asset that way. You can still get that money that way. You can still get your bread and your paper that way, Tony Gonsolin. So, look, man, I want to see him as a closer one day and come out to enter to Metallica's Enter Catman. How sick would that be? I'd like to see Trey Turner bat number 2 behind Mookie. I think that's what we're gonna see. I don't think they're gonna take Mookie off the leadoff spot, of course, and I think you're gonna see Trey Turner bat in the 2 hole. You saw where they've been batting Corey Seager. And that's the other thing, too. I like Corey Seager in that spot, too, in the long run. I see him as a potential cleanup hitter in the long run. I think he's got he's got that big body for it. I think that he's a guy that it was nice to see him, stroke a double tonight. And I do want to see them come back, but under the right terms. No contest between Seager and Trey. Trey all the way. That's from my man J Mags, Joseph Megazzini. Man Cave, not even Scott Boras likes him because he only strikes deals with players for more than 10 years. Not always the case. We've seen extensions. I mean, look what happened with Altuve. I mean, he's Scott Boras' agent, and he signed on before. So, what's wrong with the title? I'm not really sure what the title is. Let's see here. But yeah, start breaking down this game a little bit. But let's see here. Yeah, it looks right. So top of the first inning. Let's do some more comments and we'll rapid fire this real quick, guys. LOL, is yesterday's title. Really? Oh, you know what? I think that's just for the YouTube because it's probably a little long. So the real title, so it's probably for yesterday's title, but the real title today is Dodgers take out the trash, Max Scherzer shoves, the offense slugs, Dodgers beat the Astros. So I'll change that on YouTube after, but thanks for letting me know. It's probably just a little too long for YouTube, but I'll definitely change that. Thanks for letting me know. Cody smoke a pack before every game. Brian Alex, our bullpen stinks. We got Lakers, got Carmelo today, Ray Simeon, Daniel Lawrence, D-Mac. Do you think we will extend Scherzer? That's another really good question. I think that when it comes to extending Max Scherzer, it depends on what he's looking for. How much longer is he looking to play? With the Dodgers, give him a 4-year deal, at $25-30 million a year plus. I don't think that would be in the cards, but something 2 years with maybe a club option I think is possible. We'll see how this season plays out because if they win a World Series, he plays a big part in it. He likes living in L.A. He likes the weather. He likes the lifestyle, the Hollywood lifestyle that Rendon didn't want. Maybe he likes that. Maybe he says, hey, I'll take a little discount to, have the best trainers, to have the best organization, to have the best pitching coaching staff. So I think that is definitely a possibility. So I would definitely not rule it out. This organization can get creative, and this organization prints money. So if they see it fit, they see him as a fit, I could definitely see them bringing in Max Scherzer, and it just kind of depends on what the contract situation is going to be like. But then you also have to factor in, too, Clayton Kershaw is going to be a free agent, and that they're not going to let him walk away without giving him a really fair deal. I could see almost a Kobe Bryant-like work past due contract for Clayton Kershaw. But here we go. Right here in Montana from Donna, bring back Russell Martin for the pen. To me, it'd be a no. If we had Russell Martin, it'd be not in a conversation. He would have gotten he would have closed out the game tonight. Deborah Young, where you been? Knable will be back in a week or so. Wonder what Dave will do. Then Catman to the pen. Max breaks bats. Thanks, D-Mac. Thanks, Lowy. Tony G, too many balls when he pitches. Yeah, that tends to be Cat Talica. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go Dodgers for that. Fade to Cat. You guys are killing it with the cat puns. The great Catsby. Okay, so top of the first inning, Mad Max, he strikes out Altuve on 4 pitches, gets with a fastball high and away. Actually, pretty much every fastball is high to Jose Altuve. So that was for the first out. Then on a 1-1 count to Brantley, he goes deep on Scherzer, giving the Astros a 1-0 lead. They strike first blood on L.A., and then Brantley, he just really has a lot of success against Max Scherzer, hitting .347 against him. And look, that's the thing with him. He is going to give those fly balls. 75% of the runs he allows comes off home runs. 19 home runs given up by Mad Max this year. So look, it's about not walking guys, limiting them to solo shots. So I'm totally fine with it. Do not get alarmed when he gives up home runs this year because you're probably going to get outings like you saw tonight. But then on the trade-off, doesn't give up very, very much hard contact. You're not going to see guys smoking line drives off of him. So a lot of softer contact, a lot of lazy fly balls, and that's just kind of his style of pitching. But let's get Roberts out. I mean, I don't know about that. When I grew up, the Dodgers didn't do a damn thing. But Doug, thoughts on Kenley versus Correa? I thought it was a competitive at-bat. I thought it was exciting. That was fun. That was great for baseball. And got to give Carlos Correa, you got to tip your cap, man. Say what you want about the guy. He's having a monster season, and he straight up crushed that one. But I will say, like my friend said earlier, D-Mac getting fresh news. Like my friend said earlier or like one of you guys, consider all you guys friends, even if we disagree. Steve Bartman's brother, or what'd you call him, Steve Bartman too, kind of got that one that Belly had a chance to get. So if he catches that, we don't see that. He just goes out and fouls out. But hey, I mean, and I've heard people out there saying, "Oh, if you're gonna get a home run, just hit him." But yeah, it was. Thanks a lot, Strider. Hear you? Would you rock D-Mac? Frank Roberts almost blew this game by getting Jansen in the 9th. But I mean, come on. I mean, look, I understand why Jansen had him in with that lead. I mean, you're talking a 7-3 lead at that point. And look, I would have had. Look, man, if even if we had won. Even if he had struck it out Altuve with a runner on in a 2-run lead and a chance to tie things up, if Jansen leaves him in that spot, I'm going to be furious either way. So I guess we'll never know. But Max Scherzer, a 4-year deal, in my opinion, worth it every penny. That's from Strider. Hear you, 120. I mean, look, Strider, you bring up a great point. Is the fact that he's still very effective and you really haven't seen a drop off. I mean, he's still averaging over 95 miles per hour on that heater. Pretty much the same miles per hour from 10 years ago. So I mean, what can you say? Roberts, let's talk Roberts. Give me a specific point, and we'll talk about it, other than just the fire Roberts, because to me, that's getting lazy, man. Going to need more than that if you want me to respond to it. Hemet live with you, D-Mac. What up, Blue Magic? We got Jansen scares me, but, man, he hasn't been used for quite some time, but Jansen needs to do better. Yeah, you guys want he talks back about Dave Roberts, this and that, but here's something that you won't hear about Dave Roberts. When they get Trey Turner in and they have a conversation with Trey Turner, and Trey Turner is open to playing center field or playing a different position, you're not going to give Dave Roberts any credit for getting guys to buy in, because all you see is managerial miscues. Look, and you don't really talk about the moves he did right. Last night, he leaves Walker Buehler in to finish out the sixth. If he comes out and takes Walker Buehler out and we have they gave up a run from that, you guys are going to go crazy. So I understand. When it comes to managing, it's one, to say fire Roberts just means you don't know how this team is ran, okay? Because this team is more nuanced than just Dave Roberts there making decisions. This team is a whole scouting department, Andrew Freeman, the analytics department, they all work together and collaborate on some of these decisions. And at the end of the day, Dave Roberts does make the decisions, but it is a team effort. But, hey, the thing is, one of the things about Dave Roberts is he can take it, and you see that he's really – the funny thing about the whole Dave Roberts thing is, if you just look at his starting, his career as a manager, he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. So the issue I have is if the same person who yells and says, "Oh, fire Dave Roberts," is the same person who's in the stand saying "F Altuve" and saying that the Astros cheated. So if you're that guy, you're also saying that you think Dave Roberts should have won the 2017 World Series. And if Dave Roberts won the 2017 World Series and the 2020 World Series and took the 2018 Dodgers to a World Series where they won a Game 7 NLCS game against a really good Brewers team on the road, and they lost to a superior Red Sox team, what is it? You just let me know, because I feel like it really is hypocritical, and it really makes some of these Dodger fans look pretty silly when they're out there wanting to call the Astros cheaters, but then saying they want to fire Dave Roberts when really you're going to fire a manager that's won 2 World Series in his first 5 seasons. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, try to be a little more consistent. And like I said, you guys watch the show. There are times when I'll roast Dave Roberts. You guys saw after Game 4 of the World Series that went on Dave Roberts. I like to call it like I see it. And Dave Roberts isn't the perfect manager, but he's really good at managing egos, getting guys to buy in. This team has suffered so many injuries. They suffered a huge distraction where they made a pitcher the highest paid pitcher per year, and this guy is done for the year. There's no way he's coming back at this point. Even if he were to come back, he hasn't pitched since early July, so you couldn't build him up to be a starter. And they've weathered this storm. They're still in a pretty decent spot to make a run at the division. So I just don't get it. I mean, I feel like there's other things we can focus on that are, I think, more important to fixing this team than what Dave Roberts does. I mean, or doesn't do. So he's going to waste him. Watch. Okay, so where we putting Belly in the lineup? You can't complain about that. Buehler gave us 6, which is fine, but you got to remember his pitch count was really high. We got good points about Roberts. Thank you very much, Blue. We got Roberts is our guy. And let's say, like, it's not like, the fan base, I feel like, shouldn't be, divided on Dave Roberts. I feel like, back in the day, it should be a thing where we're always constantly evaluating players. We're constantly evaluating managers. But look, if this team were to go a couple years with this talent group and Dave Roberts can't get them out of the NLDS and he can't get them back to the World Series, then we'll start to talk about firing Dave Roberts, okay? But, it's so premature, and the reality is that this organization – why talk about something that's not even being considered for a second, okay? This organization isn't considering – the Dodgers could miss the playoffs this year, and Dave Roberts would be the manager again this year. That's just the reality, and I don't like to worry about hypotheticals too much if it's something that has 0 chance of occurring. So trying to close, there's a love doc. Smash that like button. Roberts, when it's all said and done, he will go down as a legendary Dodgers skipper. Leo ZZ Top, Dave Roberts is not going anywhere. He's the best skipper in baseball. We got Dave makes some dumb mistakes sometimes, but he shouldn't be fired. That's a great way to put it, Corn Brad. There's some decisions that we can pin on Dave Roberts. We know what happened with Rich Hill. We know how bad of a decision it was to bring in Clayton Kershaw in the 2019 NLDS. And those are decisions that he has to live with as a manager. But like I've said, I mean, I just have an issue with the whole 2017 hating the Astros and also wanting Doc fired because really, I mean, we could be in an alternate universe. There's a world where Doc is, he won the 2017 and the 2020 World Series, and he's 2 for 4 when it comes to World Series titles. And yes, he did get the keys to a Bentley. Make no mistake about it. He has a talent advantage. Make no mistake about that. Are there better tactical managers? Are there managers that can manage bullpens better in baseball? There's no question about that. But at the end of the day, he gives his Dodger team a chance to win. I just think that when you look at across the board, all the stars, the All-Stars, the Cy Youngs, the MVPs, having guys continue to buy in, and look, I mean, Bellinger is batting 8th. He's an MVP, an All-Star, Rookie of the Year. But Dave Roberts, he can manage that. So only fake Dodger fans say fire Roberts, LOL. Fire Roberts, this team will win. This Juice Narrows, fire Dave Roberts, this team wins in spite of him. I respect your take. Like I said, I respect you guys even if we don't agree on terms. But D-Mac is spitting nothing from facts. Luis, we got whatever. I'm out. Peace. Have a good one. All right, later, man. I know half of us want Dave Roberts gone. Who is your ideal manager? I don't really get into that right now. I mean, there are some other guys out there that I like, but I don't want to put that in the universe just yet. I want to see how this year finishes out, these next couple years. But 4 weeks stuck at 3.5 games back. I mean, that's William Bloxon. That hurts my heart just to read that. I mean, when you think about it, too, if you want to go beyond that, Dodgers haven't been in first place since April 28th. That feels like 2 years ago. 4 weeks, Doug. Hey, Bloxon, I feel you on that, my man. I don't want that reality. But Dave Roberts, 61% win percentage, 3 World Series appearances. Doc is one of the best managers in Dodgers history. That's another thing, too, that, look, I mean, if you fire Dave Roberts, there would be a line out the door of teams wanting to hire Dave Roberts. But fire Dave and hire D-Mac, DeAndre Ayton. First of all, DeAndre, you played a hell of a finals. Okay, you came close. And, hey, man, I'd be the skipper of the Dodgers. Why not? I love you, Dave, but, hey, this is my gig now. Doc gives the professional clubhouse feel for man cave. All good. Move on. 3 games, Doug. We can't budge. It hurts. We lost the 2017 World Series. LOL. I mean, yeah, obviously, but I mean, come on now. 162-0. Okay, Roberts, let's do it. Me and the Padres are doing well. D-Mac. Oh, thanks, Fernando. D-Mac's Roberts or Mattingly. Mattingly had his issues too. He didn't have the same amount of talent, but I like Mattingly, but had some issues with him as well. Justin Lamas, nah, D-Mac, you don't want to be a Dodger skipper. The fans would want you sacked after every L. Too much pressure for you. Hey, man, I can deal with the pressure, man. Pressure busts pipes or makes diamonds. I like the pressure. Trey Extension Price, Monster 7649. He's a guy that, man, if you look at these comps, man, they're setting these comps. And when you see Lindor getting $340 million, I mean, he's a guy. The thing about Trey Turner is very dependable too. So we're going to see how this plays out, how the rest of the season goes. I think for Trey Turner, you might want to just take that. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think the Dodgers are always willing to invest in players they think are going to have value long term. So we'll see what they offer him if they do before he hits free agency at the end of next season. Also, you have to figure, too, they have to find a way to get this CBA together. But here we go. Utley for manager. Hey, man, replace a Bruin with another Bruin. Both went to UCLA. Roberts needs to stop handling Jansen with baby gloves. Mr. Escat, too. If you're gonna, that's the thing, too. When it comes to Dave Roberts, it's kind of the gift and the curse with him is he's loyal, but sometimes he can be loyal to a fault. And there's no question about that. And Kenley Jansen is pretty much the most prime example there is. So I agree with you 100% on that. Sub D-Mac, sub Jose Rod, Deborah Young, Knable, and training closer by committee. Big concern is the bullpen. Hopefully Duffy can make a difference. Yep, I agree. So true, D-Mac. But here we go. Let's get into this game a little bit more. Let's hit that. The bottom of the first. On a 1-1 count, Mookie Betts, he hits a blast to deep center. 102.1 miles per hour off the bat. His 6th leadoff home run of the year. His 20th of his career. 16th home run of the season at that point. 416 feet. That tied things up at 1. And then you jump to the bottom of, and then after that, after that, once he was down 0-2 in the hole, comes all the way back. He takes the walk. Justin Turner struck out swinging for the first out, and then Seager grounded into a fielder's choice, but Muncy was saved after a throwing error by Jose Altuve. That gave the Dodgers runners on first and second with 1 out, and then on a 2-0 pitch, Will Smith hits a 3-run shot off Odorizzi, his 15th of the year. That makes it 4-1 LA, and that was a big thing. For the Dodgers, that was a massive development to get that early lead. Where was It's Your Boy Baez? Yeah, that's another one too. Here we go. F. Altuve. I'm glad we got Cole Hamels. And then you jump to bottom of the second inning. So Scherzer, he grounded second. Then Mookie Betts, living his Betts life. He hits his second homer of the ninth, his 17th of the year. That made it 5-1 Dodgers. Just lifted a curveball at the bottom of the zone out, and that was big, a 5-1 lead. And you thought the Dodgers were going to cruise in this one. All in those early innings to get that early big lead was huge. Then bottom of the third, Seager grounded to short for the first out. Smith struck out swinging, and then Chris Taylor walked, and then A.J. Pollock. He hits a 2-run shot, his 14th of the year. That makes it 7-1 Dodgers. And then we'll jump to the top of the fourth. So Carlos Correa, he grounds to third to start the inning. Alvarez single to shallow left. Diaz ground to shortstop for the second out. And then on an 0-1 pitch, Tucker singled to center, scoring Alvarez to make it 7-2. And then Max, he cruised the rest of the way. 1, 2, 3, fifth for Max. And then top of the sixth, Brantley single to center. So Brantley more success against Scherzer. So he gives up that leadoff single. And then Correa struck out swinging on a slider. Then Alvarez fly to left. Then Diaz fly to short. So he gets out of that one. Then the top of the seventh inning, he issues a leadoff walk, his first walk of the night to Tucker. And then he gets Garcia to fly to center, Castro to strike out swing. Then punches out McCormick swinging, and that was it. And then he jumped to, he already broke down the bottom of the top of the ninth. But Dodgers get the big win, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for all things Dodgers at DMAC_LA. Also get merched up. Check out my LFG designed by my man Eddie, the Real Me 3, one of the best graphic designers in the game. LFG. 2 bombs for Mookie tonight. Go get geared up over at gearup.la. You can see that one. Boom. I love this tee right here. And then go get the Joe Kelly shirt. But thanks for rocking with us, guys. You guys are the best fans in the game. We can sit here, disagree, but still have a conversation about your boys in blue. This is not where you call in and they screen the calls. And if they don't like your opinion, they hang up on you. No, man, we take all opinions on this show. Should I? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't read that. Jimmy, D-Mac, the feds are tapping your mic again. Oh, man. It's like third time this week. Props to your man, Eddie. Yeah, Eddie's the man. Go follow him, the Real Me 3. Does a lot of, all the fire edits. Thanks, bro. We got Terry Collins for manager. Okay. DMAC_SD. Thanks for another great show, DMAC. Thanks, my man, Anthony Keene. Haha, I got the Mariachi Kelly shirt. Nice, Diane Schroeder. That's I think that's one of our best-selling shirts right now. That's going to be gone, so that's a fire shirt. I don't even have my hands on that one yet, so I'm actually jealous of you. Blue Heaven tonight. Yeah, you got to get some Blue Heaven, man. Be sure to check that out. My man, the producer of the show, senior editors, Mr. Clint Pacias and Brooke Smith. Be sure to rock with them on the Blue Heaven podcast tomorrow, I believe, right? Today's Thursday, yeah? D-Mac looking like Britney Spears' stage manager. D-Mac, I love it, man. We actually nicknamed this the Britney mic, if you don't know. So you're right on with that. Good job, D-Mac. See you later. See you later, too. Cody AAA. True, the show is like I like Dave. I just want our team to be the best in baseball history. I'm with you on that one. Cody to AA. Jose Altuve, as short as Pablo Sanchez from Backyard Baseball. That's finish him. Kershaw is pretty unknown, and he said they're pretty much in neutral right now, him and Gonsolin. So it could be a minute. It could be longer than we expected. So hopefully sooner than later. But hopefully it is a DMAC no video. No, we'll be back with a video tomorrow for sure. Definitely be rock with us. Thanks, guys. Hey, you guys are the best fans of the game. You know that. But yeah, be sure to subscribe. You can follow me. Go to gearup.la for all things Dodger baseball. But thanks for rocking with us, guys. Dodgers get the big win, 7-5. Kenley gave us a scare, but the offense showed up. Max Scherzer shoved in his Dodger debut. But remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Score! What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.